Who are you? It's a question we don't take too seriously most of the time. We usually say our names, but we're not our names. If I were to take your name right now and put it in a piece of paper, would that composure of words be who you are? You're probably like, no, I'm way more than that. Then who are you? Perhaps you're your education or your occupation? No, you're neither of that. Are you telling me that before you got that job or before you got that degree or that education, you were nobody? You didn't exist? Maybe the place that you were born and the experiences that all led you to be here with me today. Those are just experiences that you went through. I'm asking, who experienced those experiences? Who was aware of these experiences? And no, don't say your body either. I'm sure when you were a kid, your body was way different than it is right now. So which body are you? The body that you have right now or the body you had when you were a kid? I'm sure you had the experience of growing up and becoming the adult or the person that you are right now. But who had the experience of growing up? You saw your body grow into an older body, but who saw that happen? So if you're not your name, you're not your experiences, you're not your body, you're not your mind or emotions, then who are you? Who is seeing when you see? Who is touching things when you touch? Who is hearing when you're hearing? Who is dreaming and looking at the dream when you're dreaming? Who is having all of these experiences? The watcher can never become the watched. This is something that in science we call subject-object relationship, where the subject is the one that is observing and the object is the one that is being observed. So what does this mean for you? This means that anything that you can observe, anything that you think makes you you right now, you can observe it. Therefore, it's not you, because you can observe it. This includes all the experiences that you've had. This includes the body that you're in, because you're looking at it in the mirror, you're looking at it right now. This includes the emotions that you're feeling, because emotions are things that you observe too, they're inner experiences. This includes your thoughts. So if none of that is you, then all you're left with is the awareness that is experiencing this entire human existence. That's who you truly are. Similar to when you watch a movie, you're completely immersed in this movie, and once the movie finishes, you are like, wow, I'm back in my reality. You step back into this body again, right? Because before you were experiencing the movie. Now, this movie can be experienced because you can hear it and you can see it, right? And alone, those two are able to immerse you. But what if I told you that right now, you're inside a movie that not only can you experience it visually and auditorily, but you can also taste it, you can touch it, you can smell it. And the character that you're watching, you can hear their thoughts, feel everything they're feeling, and have all the five senses that they have. Touch, smell, hear, taste, see everything that they're seeing. Now this would be a little bit hard to tell whether you're the character or you're yourself. Are you the main protagonist in this movie, or are you the one watching the movie of this main protagonist? This is what is currently happening to you. You have fully immersed yourself in this human experience to the point where you can't tell who you truly are anymore. In order to step back and become the observer again, which is the awareness that is experiencing this entire human experience, who you truly are, we must detach from these two experiences first. The thoughts and the emotions, which are the two factors which truly trick us into believing that we are this human body. First step to becoming fully aware of your awareness is to detach yourself from your thoughts. No, this never fully goes away, but they're not you, because if you can observe your thoughts, then, subject to object relationship, that means it's not you. So what thoughts really are something that is meant to enhance this human experience, but we don't really use it in that way because we're not aware that it's just a tool to enhance this experience. Of course, with dedicated meditation practice, you can learn how to control and silence these thoughts. But right now, we're going to talk about how to detach from them. You must realize that your thoughts are like a pet parrot. Let's say you or your family members or anybody else just goes around talking these sentences to this parrot, right? And they don't even need to say it to the parrot. They can just be talking among each other. The parrot, though, is going to end up repeating it if they say it over and over again. right? You don't even need to be the one that programmed this parrot. It can be anybody else that is near this parrot. But as soon as the parrot intakes this knowledge, it repeats it. It just repeats it and keeps repeating it over and over and over again. And that's really what your thoughts are. Your thoughts are exactly like a parrot. It's almost like a program that you just say something to it, or anybody else can say it outside from the outside world. And your thoughts will repeat that over and over and over again. So when you identify with your thoughts and you're like, I am my thoughts, and you let these thoughts run your life, it's the equivalent of identifying with a parrot and letting a parrot run your life, which is what most of the population is doing right now. Think about this for a second. If you made your thoughts into a physical manifestation, they become a person, and they followed you around all day just saying what they say, you would think this person is absolutely insane. You would be like, wow, what is wrong with this person? You would never ever think of listening to advice from this person or letting this person control your life. So why are you doing it right now? If you can't imagine this very well, I want you to take one day, let's either do today or tomorrow, but dedicate yourself to make your thoughts into a physical manifestation. So anything that your thoughts say, pretend that other person's saying it, that they're right next to you. You're gonna see how absolutely neurotic your thoughts are. Now, of course, you can reprogram your thoughts to say positive things to you, but even those positive things are not you, because once again, you can observe them. So what this ends up being is that thoughts are not completely useless. They're meant to be tools to make and enhance your human experience, make it better. You take a second and you reprogram your thoughts. Now you can use them to, say affirmations to you to enhance your emotions, to help you manifest, etc. But that's all your thoughts are, just a tool. And the second you become aware of them and detach from them and start seeing them as their own person, that's when you're truly going to start enhancing the whole experience of you being a human. Now that we got thoughts out of the way, what about emotions? How can we see emotions as just bypassing experiences instead of fully immersing ourselves in the emotion to the point where we identify with this object? Your emotions are very, very important. They show you what you like, what you don't like. They show you what your triggers and traumas are so you can go and heal them. All of what I just mentioned is part of the human experience. I like to think of negative emotions, no matter how negative they are, as pointers on what I need to heal in order to evolve. I'm not telling you to dismiss your emotions. That's never something that you should do. I'm telling you to fully feel your emotions. But instead of becoming immersed in them, which is what we usually do, I want you to actually feel them, but observe it as well. Analyze your emotion and sit with it. Give it your full awareness. But look at it from, let's say, a third point of view. I want you to look at it in a way where you can analyze it and ask yourself, where is this emotion coming from? What triggered me? What made me feel this way? When was the first time I ever felt this? But actually analyze and observe it. And once you're done truly feeling your emotion, then you will feel it when the emotion is done passing through. You release it. When dealing with strong emotions, let them be felt however they have to be felt. From an observer's point of view, journal about what this emotion is making you feel. Journal about what triggered this emotion. Where is this emotion coming from? You really want to take notes of all of this down, but you want to do this and observe the emotion instead of fully immersing yourself into the emotion, which is what we usually do, to the point where we identify with this emotion and no longer really look at this emotion as an experience to learn from. Emotions come and go unless you dwell with them, which is what most people do. This is why they end up letting their emotions control their life and be able to make decisions for them. Because when you dwell with them, you end up identifying with your emotions. So that's how your emotion ends up controlling your entire life. Thoughts and emotions are truly the two experiences that blinds us from realizing that we are the awareness experiencing this human life and not the human just experiencing this human life. We're not that, we're the awareness. And we're supposed to sit back and observe instead of getting fully immersed in this whole experience. Thoughts and emotions also happen to bounce off each other. When you're thinking something negative, you're gonna start feeling something negative. And when you're feeling something negative, your thoughts are going to start going crazy and saying all these negative things. So this is why disengaging from these two experiences, the thoughts and emotions, is the first step towards becoming fully aware of your awareness. If you're looking to fully enhance your human experience, you must detach from these two experiences and look at thoughts and emotions as just tools to make your human experience better. Ira Morphe, happy to help you find yourself, and I'll see you on the next one.